Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it is for Monday, the 9th day of May, which is the first day of Iyar, Rosh Chodesh Iyar. So please remember all of your Rosh Chodesh additions in your davening. Do not forget that. We're going to continue on in our laws of coffee now. We had told you that Bishul Akum basically means that you never want to have your food being cooked for you by a non-Jew. And we had explained in our last law, or two laws ago, that you don't have to worry about all the processing that's done to the coffee back at the plant when they make the coffee, beans or instant coffee or whatever, because that is not a problem of Bishul Akum, and so do not concern yourself with that. But the question now is the waiter or the waitress or the restaurant or the coffee shop, when they make your coffee for you and the person is not Jewish, should that be considered a problem of Bishul Akum? My coffee is being cooked by a non-Jew. So there are many opinions about this. There's a lot written about this, and I'll give you some of the basics. This is going to be good news, okay? Just tell you in advance. The Shulchan Aruch talks about how beer, which is made from grain being hops or whatever being cooked up in water in some way, and there the Shulchan Aruch ruled that you do not have to worry about that being considered any cooking of a non-Jew, and that's because there's no actual hops physically in the water. The water is water; it just has absorbed the taste of the hops, and therefore it had no issue of the cooked hops being in the beer. And similarly, one can figure on being lenient by coffee also, because there's no actual beans in your coffee. It's just water, and it has absorbed the taste of coffee beans, but it's basically just water. Um, also another factor for you. Remember, we're going to resolve here at Good News. Just want to tell you that in advance and not string you along here. Instant coffee, the powder of instant coffee, you could pour cold water into it and it would dissolve, wouldn't it? We just like to pour hot water onto it so that it has the good hot coffee taste. But it would fully dissolve even if the water was cold. And that means that the cooking of the hot water that the non-Jew is doing for you when he makes your coffee is not all that significant, because that powdered coffee would dissolve into the water anyway, with or without the hot water that the non-Jew poured on it. That's another reason to be lenient and not worry about your instant coffee being considered the cooking of a non-Jew. Rav Belsky Zatzal said that we should all have the custom today that it's like very plain and simple to consider coffee not a problem of being cooked by a non-Jew, so you don't have to worry. There were many opinions, but Rav Belsky decided for us in this generation, if you'll follow his decision. There are still some who like to be strict about it, but his decision was firm that you don't have to worry about any of the coffees of today being considered cooked by a non-Jew when it's served to you by a non-Jewish waitress or whatever. No problem at all. Lastly, vending machines. There are certain vending machines that can make a hot cup of coffee for you, and that is not a problem at all of Bishul Akum, of being cooked by a non-Jew, because seriously, without kidding around, the machine is not a non-Jew. It's a machine, and you do not have to worry about that being considered Bishul Akum. You do have to worry about making certain that that vending machine doesn't dispense non-kosher soups, because then right down that chute, the last guy had a non-kosher soup, and now down comes your coffee. So you will have to know that if you're going to use a vending machine, to make certain that only the coffee that you consider kosher is coming down that thing. Otherwise, the vending machine would be off limits for you. Not because of Bishul Akum, not because it was cooked by a non-Jew, but because there might be non-kosher things in that spout. So please beware of that. Thanks for logging on. Hope I haven't been confusing today. And log on again for more tomorrow, and have a good Chodesh, a good month. Bye-bye.